We can start now.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to day 6 of 21-day mindfulness session, Mindfulness, the Journey to Greatness by Institute Wellness Group and Reiki Center of Excellence for the Science of Happiness, IIT Kharagpur. Now let us welcome our teacher, Saamdu Chetri sir, to start the session.
Thank you, Soumya. Thank you, friend Abhinav. My greetings to all of you who are out there today. Maybe you are less in number, but we will continue our beautiful journey of mindfulness. Please prepare yourself to sit comfortably with your eyes closed now at this point of time. Just scan your body from toe to head. To see if you have any stress, uneasiness, pain in your body system. Try to adjust that and feel totally comfortable, relaxed. Then bring your awareness to your mind and see what the mind is doing. Pause, reflect, and realize. And put the word calm mind. Come to your heart. See what the heart is doing. Try to bring peace and love in your heart. So feel calm and composed in the self. Today is the day 6 of our journey together, of the 21-day journey together. We still have many more days to go. So welcome, friends. Today is 15th of August, Independence Day of India. So let me wish you a very happy independence. Many feel that we are not independent. Let me tell you, this is a perspective again. We are independent from the other's rule. Now we are not independent from our own rule. We have localized ourselves, we have imprisoned ourselves, and it's all got to do with the mind, nothing else. So I encourage you to come out of this mind, the jail of the mind, and become independent of the self. The journey will become much more beautiful in our lives. So my greetings to all of you, and please remember, not long ago, but after maybe about 2000 years ago, or even less than that, India was the highest place for all education in the world. People came walking many days, months together to get an admission in India, in Bharat, in the big Bharat then, where it had more than, I don't know, few hundred universities then, like Nalanda, now Takshashila is in Pakistan. But once it is to be under India, and everybody came, and people, who could not get admission stayed back, prepared themselves, because it was a tough entry, like what is happening today in IITs, tough entry, because it was the highest pedestal place for all knowledge. And over the time, without anyone's awareness, of course, something happened. The destroyers came and they destroyed everything, burned the university, all its library. Nalanda had 9-story building library. So everything got to the ashes, nothing remained. And you see a lot of temples and monuments are all defaced and things like that. So there was a time where we could not hope, we could not protect what belonged to India. Even today, India is great, my friends. You see, if you Google and see maybe the top 20 IIT companies in the world is actually with Indians. It's headed by the Indians. But why are they not here is a big question. We need to be Indians. This Independent Day is an opportunity for all of us to reflect and to say that India is my country. I'm going to see India becoming again in the order of knowledge, the highest in the world, so that we again become teachers, gurus for the world. With this, let's begin our journey of today, my friends. So today we are talking about uh, proactiveness, of course, but I thought I will drop this slide. Then I thought, no, if I can remind you all the 21 days, then probably I would bring some impact onto you. So I don't know if you did this, getting up in the bed, sitting on your bed, thanking the universe for allowing you to work, serve again for 24 hours in front of you, and then trying to see what was yesterday, trying to see what you're going to do today, and putting some kind of self-affirmation, some kind of mission statement, some kind of intention into yourself for the day. And every day we are preparing you with an intention. You can change the intention according to your perspective, what you want to really bring to yourself and to the family that you are with. So, and then meditate 6 minutes before you jump out of the bed. That was the first part of your ritual discipline in the morning. Please try to continue this discipline, because I tell you, once you can make this a discipline, the rest of the day, even if you don't find time after your bath to do a short meditation, it's all right. It's going to take you far ahead with these just 6 minutes of your mindfulness meditation practice in the morning. So going out of the bed, again, looking at affirmations around for long-term affirmations, mid-term affirmations, short-term affirmations, or they can be called mission statements. You can have different length, different focus. It can be just one word. I will love everyone as I see today, or feel them in my mind. This can be as simple as that. Or you just say one word, loyal, or you say just one word, calm. It can be one word of your self-affirmation. You don't have to make many of them. Try to use the self-affirmation. Once you use it, try to use it as often as possible in your mind. Then you can rewire your mind to have a new pathway for this particular thing. Okay? Then, of course, after the bed, you do your exercise, you take your mindful bath. And what do I mean by mindful bath? Be with the bath. Feel the water roll down from your head to toe, or toe to head, whichever culture you are and you're trying to do. When you apply soap, feel the soap on your body, the sleepiness, the slipperiness of the body, your hands moving on the body. Feel all that. Be with your body and your mind and with the water. Then, of course, you might get into family prayer or meditation together. After that, please have a mindful drinking of the tea. Yesterday we did this visualization, and it is there. I'll also share the prayers of such mindful, meditation, food meditation, eating meditation. And then, of course, you start your normal day. What is your normal day? At home, if you're not studying, doing anything, try and help be with the parents, learn new skills in life, cooking, music, something, painting, art, writing, reading, some new passions, singing, playing musical instruments. All this can be nourished. And again, let me repeat, if you do it constantly 21 days for 45 minutes every day, you're going to not master it, I would say, but you're going to be good at it. Okay. Then make sure that you also, keep your mind open to realize that you're speaking well, you're listening to people who are talking to you all the time with deep listening practice, empathic listening practice, without having any judgment, evaluation, assessment in your mind, and don't try to give autobiographical responses, which we talked about 2 days ago. So try to listen deeply to understand the other person and have a loving speech. If you get angry and spoke something, realize I'm angry, change your situation, say sorry, to say sorry to your even youngest and thank you to even the lowest that you feel is still gratitude and is much, much higher in the frequency, you know. So one of the researchers said that the frequency of coronavirus is very small. And people who are getting angry all the time, depressed, very conscious of things not happening, getting stressed with themselves have a high risk of getting it because your vibration is not going to help throw it out. So the frequencies of it is quite low. So, but then if you rise like your frequency to love, to understanding, to acceptance, to joy, to peace, it's very high. And when you do loving speeches, when you're showing your kindness, you are at a very high frequency vibrating, all right? So the virus will not, any kind of sickness or illness will not come to us. Spend at least 30 minutes of your time reading, 15 minutes maybe, or 20 minutes, and 10 minutes listening to uplifting music, because these are something that will take you through the day. When I work, I have a light music playing all the time, and of course I don't give attention to the music, but that music plays in my mind, and it opens up to what I'm doing, and I can do a lot of work. Please try this. Then, of course, you have your dinner time, eat together with family. While you eat, we again talked about chew completely 21/7 times. Think about where it comes from, thanking everybody, the sun, moon, earth, farmers, hard work of everybody coming to the home, whoever cooked it, thanking everybody. You chew at least 21/7 times, and that is already half the food is digested in your mouth. So you give less of a problem for your stomach. Okay. Then before you go to bed, do a mindful meditation, a short one, together in the family, and do a sharing out of your hearts, and try to see practice your noble silence again. Okay, until the breakfast time the following day. And then when you go onto the bed, please try to do your body scanning. Be with your body. This is very important part of what I am trying to bring every day. And I'll keep on telling you every day so that I can rewire your mind according to these perspectives. So today's intention that I have developed is today and every day I'll live with my choice and not my circumstances. So often we begin to blame our circumstances. Ye tha to aisa ho gaya. Again, this is nothing to do with circumstances. It's our mind. When our mind is locked, when our mind is imprisoned, then we begin to suffer. Then, of course, what happens is that we think that is the circumstances that has guided you through that. It's not always the circumstances, If you're standing there and the circumstance is that, there's a flood happening right in front of you. Now, you don't know, but you are so engrossed in it that you're not pausing, realizing, reflecting that the water could also come to you and swallow you, And then, of course, later, someone fishes you out, saves you, and then you might say, oh, it was the circumstances that happened. But you had a choice to take and say, well, I could be washed away if the water came this way, so let me withdraw, go back. I mean, this is a kind of a funny, probably an explanation for you, but I'm just trying to give you some kind of an explanation that circumstances often come on our way, and we tend to blame circumstances and not ourselves for not taking the choice. So, we all know that the choice that I take, the outcome of the choice is my responsibility. Nobody's responsibility. We should not blame anyone, or we should not even think of anybody. Sometimes we say, कोई ऐसा बोल देता मेरे को या कोई ऐसा कर देता मेरे लिए, then I would have been out of this. No, I think God has given us a beautiful brain, a beautiful mind to reflect, to think, to understand, and realize ourselves. And if we can do this in any circumstances, we can match the circumstances. All right. With this, let's proceed. So, to be a product of our choices, what do we need to do? Of course, it is easy to say that take your choice and don't blame your circumstances. This is what we keep on saying. But what are the products of our choices? How do we do it? What should we do it? Sorry, I think the term is wrong here. It's not a product. The way, the path, the process of our choices. Okay, I'll have to recorrect this slide heading. So you need to pause and respond. Let me give you an example. This is, I'm telling you from the experience. In Bhutan, boys like to tease girls, girls like to tease boys. That teasing happens both ways. Now you imagine, there's a group of boys standing on the roadside, and there is a flock of girls passing by. Now the boys are going to throw some tantrums, some remarks onto them. And if the girls stood and reacted to them, replied to them, saying, "You are stupid guys, don't tell us this, we don't like this," and all that, becoming very negative in kind of your reasoning, then the boys are very happy. They're going to throw even more onto the flock of girls. So it might break at the end into a quarrel, a fight, anything. But imagine, the flock of girls are going, boys are teasing, girls just stand there, look at them, give a broad smile and say, "Thank you guys, bye-bye," and just keep walking. What will happen? The boys will shut down immediately, because they will not know. That is not the response that we're expecting from you guys, from the flock, from the flock of girls. So you see, if we learn to respond, the pause. When you take a pause, then what happens is you reflect. The pause helps you to reflect. And when you reflect, then you suddenly realization comes to give the right answer, or to take the right action, or to say something properly. You have this freedom of choice between the stimuli and the response. I'll come to this a little later. So what are these freedoms to choose? Okay. So we need to pause, and before we respond, we need to pause. This is a habit we need to build, and we will have no fight. This entails deep listening again. So if you don't understand what they're trying to tell you, without pausing, your mind is kind of already building blocks, already rearranging itself to reply. Then, of course, your response will always be negative, and it will always break us into fight or flight mode. Okay. The next is use proactive language. I think we talked this about how to use proactive language already yesterday or day before. Try to feel from your own perspective. Somebody was talking to you. How would you like them to talk to you? Have the same kind of attitude, same kind of language that you need to build when you speak out to others. And we knew that words that you choose the voice that you throw actually takes almost 30% of your, 50% of your total activity, your total, kind of posture, your total kind of feeling for others. 7% is the words that you choose, and 38 about percent is how do you uh, do your body language. That we already did 2 days ago. So language, proactive language has a great, in fact, with right language, you will always avoid any kind of argument, any kind of fight, any kind of unhappiness within the family and outside the family, with friends or anybody. There was questions yesterday, if someone is negative, how do you deal with that? And you do not need to be negative by like them. You just need to be away from them and to believe is their perspective, to let it go and let them be the way they are. Because if you can't change them, don't try to change them, because you will start to vibrate like them and you may start to suffer. So the best is feel that what you know, what your perceptions are, you try to look through reality and that you believe is true. They think they are true, so be it. Why should I bother? So stop the argument then and try to use proactive language all the time. And we talked about proactive language as opposed to I want this, I want to drink tea. You could say I prefer to drink tea. The words that we use has a big in-depth meaning. If I say I need to help you, or I must help you, this gives a feeling to the person. If somebody told me that, oh, probably I am not capable at all. He's feeling pity on me, but I know I can do it. So you can actually kind of block the man or the person from his own capabilities and as well make him unhappy. So instead of that, if you say, I wish to help you, then the person will understand, yes, he considers that what I know, he still wants to help me over here. So there, the language plays a big role. The other thing to take right choices in life is you need to build a good circle of influence, which means that we need to do away with all our negativities. Because if we have negativities, we increase the circle of concern. So the concern expands. And when concern expands, our influence reduces. Okay? So what we need to do is we need to expand our influence so that the concern in the outer world reduces completely. And how do we do that? We do that by helping others, serving friends, talking politely, feeling very kind towards others, being a loving person, being totally caring person. So all these positive human values are going to take you to be a very influential person in your life. Become a transitional person. Now, who is a transitional person? Let me think of an example. Yes, I forgot the name of this World Cup player, and I forgot whether he was from Kenya or Nigeria. I'm not sure, but it's one of these states. This guy, just 2 weeks before he went to play his World Cup, he hurt his knee, and he had a surgery. And that was the last World Cup that he would have played because of his age. He was totally devastated. He was totally, broke down and went into becoming alcoholic. So he was drinking and remaining largely at home and doing nothing. And he was kind of totally destroying himself. One day, in few months of his such a practice, he comes out and he sees that children in the small town that he lived played a football out of cloth ball, and then he suddenly got an idea, wow, why not I train them? So the following day, he went and he saw the children, he bought a ball and took them to the ground and started coaching them. You'll not believe 2 of them played his dream. They became players for the World Cup. So you see, this guy is a transitional person. He was already a great person. He slowed down, went so deep down, but he realized that his life, he has a skill which he can use it for others, and others can live his dreams. So this is what he did. So you need to be a transitional person, and that, of course, you don't have to give many things to be a transitional person, but the little that you can do, maybe in your village surrounding, there are students around, you can maybe connect with their parents and help them learn something. See, teach something, even on the media, through the internet. Maybe you can coach them mathematics. Maybe you can coach some science for them, or you can coach some values of life. They'll all be appreciative for what you do, and you become a transitional person, a transitional human being. Okay. So the next is our proactive behavior. That's what we just talked about. That was the behavior. Now, when you have a stimuli and you immediately respond, you're going to crash. You're going to bring a lot of pain for yourself and for others. We have a choice, and this freedom of choice between stimuli and response, there are four, endowments God has granted us, in fact. The first one is imagination. God has given us that power to imagine. Second is consciousness. Our conscience, what is right and wrong. Our mind is very fast to pick this. Our self-will, should I do or should I not do? Our self-awareness, where am I? What am I really doing? So these five endowment God has given us, which we can use before we respond. So if we can use these five endowments, we will always respond well. We'll never make any mistakes in our response. So imagination, maybe I'll write it down here. Imagination, conscience, self-will, self-awareness. All right. These are some of them. Four endowments. Please try to use them. So when a stimuli comes to you, don't quickly go for responding. Hold it, pause. Say all the time in your mind, pause. Because pause has a beautiful beginning. Because when you pause, you are giving a time to connect your body and mind together. When you pause, take a deep breath. It'll help you completely. When you go out for your, maybe those who are attending here are not from the third year, who will be attending their interviews in their lives. But if you are one of them, when you're mindful, you're calm, you're peaceful, and you're going to attempt your interview the best, I tell you. You'll do great. So before you go in the interview, take a few deep breaths in. When you are in the hall, breathe in before you answer them, and try to look with love at these guys who are interviewing you. Throw this love, joy, the calmness that you carry, and see the reflection, how they will change in their own selves. All right? So let's continue. Sorry. Now the next is, of course, our meditation. So let's get into our meditation. Please sit comfortably. And this meditation will be also, a proactive meditation. I'll try to take you through what proactiveness means. As you listen to the bell, sit comfortably with your eyes drooped or closed, your back straight, chin slightly tucked in without the stress on your neck, legs grounded if you're sitting on a chair, or knees grounded if you're sitting on a cushion, high cushion, tongue touching the upper palate lightly, teeth not biting, lips closed, Shoulders completely relaxed, hands resting on your inner lap or on your thighs or knees, whichever makes your shoulders relaxed. And watch your breath. Feel the energy enter from the center of your palm that's open upwards. Let us take deep breaths in, hold it there for 3 seconds, and slowly let it go with 5 seconds or 4 seconds. Hold it for 3 seconds. Again, try to take a deep breath in 4 seconds. Hold it for 2, 3 seconds, depending on your own resource, the capability. We can do this, but practice to make it a round of 12 minutes about. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Take a deep breath in. Hold it there for 3 seconds. Breathe in again. Hold it for 3 seconds. Please feel calm and relaxed. And take your awareness to your feet. Feel the soles, wriggle your toes. Feel the ankles, calf muscle, thighs, and ask the entire leg to soften and relax. Thank them for carrying you to the places of your love and need since you began to walk on them. Straighten your lower back slightly, gently, and your upper back with your shoulders completely relaxed. Feel the hands on your lap and ask them to soften and relax. And thank them for enabling you to carry, touch, feel, give, receive, embrace, write, and so on. Move your awareness to your neck. Gently move it to find the right position for it and relax your neck. Move your tongue in your mouth. Slide your jaws left to right. Slowly, gently, and relax. Take your thoughts and focus to your head and see if the mind is judging or distracted. Pause a moment. Recognize the feeling and realize by asking the mind to be still, clear, calm, and peaceful. Now take your awareness to your heart and see what the heart is doing. Pause. Recognize if there are any agitation or negative feeling. Be aware and realize it. Let it just go and relax. Arise love, peace, harmony that has no boundary but is pure, humble, inclusive, and profound. Please bring your body, mind, and speech in perfect oneness, and imagine your loved ones and send your heart along, wishing them acceptance, truth, love, joy, and peace. May they be awakened from forgetfulness and transcend the path of worry and anxiety and sorrow or unwholesome memories. Now imagine a rich man with a beautiful mansion of your dreams near a vast lake that connects about a mile away to an ocean. He is a perfect man, a rich man, with all the possibilities in and for him, but a single parent. His wife expired when his third child was just a year old. The three children are in the age difference of 2.5 years each. The middle child is a girl. The father has become both parents. Although motherless, the love of the father has made them not miss her. He loves them so deeply that he cannot think without them how the life would be. Every weekend, the children come home from their boarding life to open up to the nature, to rejuvenate themselves, and they return to their school on Sunday evening, to their boarding life on Sunday evening. It was Friday of the week. As usual, children should be home by the evening. But this weekend, they had a school function and were supposed to come early Saturday morning. Thinking that the children will come on Saturday morning, he drove away in the middle of the Friday morning for an errand to a town 150 kilometers away. That week, on Monday, he had asked the painter to paint their boat. It was painted and docked for drying. He knew children sometimes love to go to the sea for adventure. Something changed in the school. An incident postponed the school function. Children were asked to go take off and go for the weekend. This rich man's children decided to give their father a surprise and came home without announcing him. They did not find their father. The doors were locked and his car was not there. So they presumed he would have gone for an errand and will be late. They tried to call him but could not reach. They grabbed some food and juice and decided to go for a boat sail. The children found the boat painted and dried, ready for the sail. They sailed into the lakes and the big sea. It had never happened without the father. The big brother took the charge. The younger child is now 13 years old, and the eldest is a full-grown teenager. The father arrived home just before the dusk. He had also laid off the house workers as he was going out. and the children were only coming back tomorrow. He opened the door and saw bags of the children thrown around. He called them. There was no answer. The father thought they were playing pranks. He searched in every room and went out looking for them. They were nowhere. Suddenly his eyes fell on the dog area and did not see the boat. He had a cold sweat flowing in his body. He rushed to the dog and sat by the lake shore and started to wail and cry, saying, "Oh God, what happened? Where are my children now?" He said, "What did you do, God? Why did you make me go away? Take me away too." He was almost losing senses from exhaustion because of crying and wailing. Then he sees in the distance, like his boat coming towards the home. He jumped onto his feet. He had become very frail and had lost all hope. He was not sure if he was seeing or believing to see. To awaken himself, if it was not a mirage, he pinched himself and realized that it was true. The boat became bigger and bigger as it drew near to the dock. He was now frantically pacing the lake shore. As it docked, he rushed to the boat. He overlooked the children, but went to see a point in the boat. Children were happy and glee, but the father did not respond to them. They were worried about seeing their father's condition and behavior. He then spoke to them as they were quizzically looking at him, that he would talk to them later on after his return. He was going somewhere. He rushed back home, picked his checkbook, and drove to the painter's house. The painter was surprised to see the rich man coming to his humble home. He had once gone there 20 years ago with his wife, then to share the Christmas gifts. He entered the house and sat there, signed a blank check, and told the painter to take all the money he wanted or everything from the bank. It was time now for the painter to be surprised. He told Mr. Willow, "You paid the cost of painting. You owe me nothing." He insisted on asking for something big. The painter said, "Keep my family and me in your heart. It'll be enough, Mr. Willow." He then said, "From today, I will take responsibility to educate all your 7 children." The painter was a poor man. He cried hearing that statement from Mr. Willow. The painter asked, "But why this good fortune befall on me now?" The rich man said, "You had saved my life." "How's that?" The painter had passed a hole in the boat and painted over it. He had thought if he painted and it was repaired later, the paint would come off and it would look bad again. His beautiful work would have been destroyed. The rich man had known if the children were in the deep sea for a couple of hours, the leaking boat would sink and they would all be dead because they did not have the practice to swim long distance. The painter also knew patching the boat. He did it without being asked. This is being proactive. In the proactive act, we do not understand how we bring life in others or save them from horrendous things happening. We may not receive the reward of it immediately, and, and even know of its consequences, but the universe keeps account of it and returns in abundance when the time is right. Thus we say, Karam karo, phal ka chinta mat karo. So do your work and do not think about the fruit. If your efforts are right, the fruits will always be right. Please gently bring back your awareness to your body. Take deep and slow breaths. Open your eyes halfway. Rub your hands. Massage your feet. Open your eyes filled with love and compassion. Thank you. Thank you for going with me through this meditation. Let's try and finish our journey. So the last slide, again as usual, may I put this wish forward to you on this very special day. May you all be successful. May you make India again a land of Guru. Let the world come cramping in to learn from India. May you be happy and well. May you be free from fear and any danger. May you bring happiness to the lives you touch. May you bring unconditional love to others and be loved and cared for. Now let's sing our song. 3, 2, 1, go. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Nowhere to go, nothing to do. And I'm not in a hurry. Happiness is here and now. I have dropped my worries. Somewhere to go, something to do. But I'm not in a hurry. So this song, again, let me remind you, it's for the mind. It's not for physicality. We're asking our mind not to hurry, to be in calmness, to drop all the worries. I have something to do, but I should not worry. I will do without worrying. This is what the song is trying to bring home to all of us. Tashi Delek, may all the auspiciousness come to all my Indian friends today. May India become the land of prosperity, a land of learning. May India rise to the highest pedestal on this planet Earth. Thank you. My prayers to the Mother Hindustan.
Thank you very much, sir. That was a beautiful message. Today we have only 2 questions. Let's go through them.
All right. I think I need to. How do I?
So Rahul asks, sir, if we get asleep during meditation, sir, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. Rahul asks, sir, if I get asleep during meditation, then am I doing it right? Is this the correct way?
Yes and no. Yes, because when you're meditating, if you're sleeping, it indicates that your body is tired. It's all right, because sleep is also a meditation. If you can relax your mind because of sleeping, and if your intention is actually to relax your mind, then the intention is right to sleep. So sleeping also calms us because it's one of the greatest ways to bring health for ourselves is to sleep. So when you're meditating, if you close your eyes completely and if your body is tired, you fall asleep. It's not your problem. It is because you are tired. And that's why I say droop your eyes, meaning droop down your eyes as far as to see just the wrist, of your hand. So the eyes, when you put your hands down and then look at the wrist, you should be able to see just the wrist distance. So that should be where your eyes should be remaining. Then you will be not sleeping even if your body is tired. You'll get into proper meditation. But it is all right. Let me put it this way, it's all right. If your body is tired, you fall asleep, it's good. But try to do this morning as you wake up. You may not sleep because you are putting an intention and you're also putting, some mantras in your mind. And the mantras can be, may I be peaceful throughout the day. That could be the meditation you're taking. Or depends what kind of meditation you do in the morning. Are you asking your mind to be calm all through the day? Or are you asking, may my face be always smiling through the day? And so you need to keep learning, reminding yourself to smile. And it works. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, one question from the forum is about relationships. So, Satya Sai asks that why does someone necessarily be in love with an opposite gender? Is it wrong for someone to love two persons at a time? Does that mean betrayal? How to forget bad moments if they become nightmares? And what is the difference between love and friendship? Long question, sir.
Very long question. Yeah. So there are three things in this question. One is, can I love two people together? And if this is lady asking, even men can love multiple women, and women can love multiple men. There's no two ways about it. Basically, love is when you don't attach to a degree of desire. I'm talking about excessive desire. Then loving multiple people is no problem. It's all right. It's with you. But is it acceptable to these multiple people that do this, both people or three people know that you are loving all of this with the same intention? Then it might bring unhappiness in the other people. Then this would not be right because you're bringing some harm into others. So this is the first one. What was the other one?
And how to forget bad moments if they become nightmares.
Yeah. So you see, forgetting bad moments, in the worst of worst that can happen, you can forgive. So forgetting bad moments, there are two things you need to do. One is you need to pause and realize that these bad moments are coming in your life. A recognition is very important. With that recognition, you need to see why are you getting this thing coming again and again, happening again and again. You need to question these bad moments, bad thoughts. Probably we're talking about not moments in physicality, moments in the mind. So if it is moments in the mind, then obviously you need to question them. Why are they coming? You get an answer. Again, ask the question, another question to the answer. You get another answer. Ask another question to the answer. You get yet another answer. You continue doing this. And when you come to the core, like I said, when you peel an onion, at the core there's nothing. Then suddenly you will realize that this is only a feeling, a perception, nothing else. And you'll stop worrying about it. If it is a physical, of course, then you need to avoid it. Physically avoid it. What was the third one?
The last one is, what is the difference between love and friendship? How do we differentiate that?
Uh, you see, I love everybody. Everybody. Doesn't matter who it is, whether it is a friend that I have or it's an unknown person. You guys out there, whoever I see, I send my love to you. Because love is not conditional. There's no condition attached to love. Friendship is something where you nurture, you have a great depth of love for a friend. Because if you don't have a love, what happens in generally in most friendship is more about care and more about sharing, which we mistake it for love. A love is something that when you can go to the degree of just throwing yourself for the cause of other, then you are in the highest degree of love. But this is generally not possible. We will never give our life that easily for the life of a friend. But there are people who are highly compassionate. They do this, they don't think. Like if a friend who doesn't know how to swim in a big river is drowning, and I know, I just will jump to save him. And when I jump, I didn't realize that I don't know how to swim. Now I'll kill myself and the friend. Now this arises out of total care and love for the friendship. The friendship and the love has different degrees, if you want to make it this way. If it is man to woman relationship love, that love is two types. One is the care and the share love, where you feel for one another. You want to be with that person. You want to serve that person. You want to share with that person. You want to take all the care of that person. That's one kind of love. And the other love is, of course, between male and female that happens. So in a young age, often we make a mistake in the adolescence especially, we make a mistake if I'm in love with that person. And necessarily it is not that. It is the urge, sexual urge that actually kind of takes us to the wrong path, thinking it is love for us. So we need to kind of be aware in this kind of situation. So love is a very natural, fundamental value of human beings, which can arise to anybody. Anybody. And the degree of love can be different. One love that goes out to others is a love that if given the choice, you'll take care, you'll share. But you are not there like a wife and husband, making every moment possible for each other, making each moment easing for each other. Those moments only happen at the end, and even that, any love that's unconditional is love. Anything that you feel loved or you send your love unconditionally is a love. So when you are able to take care and share, you are already entering into the space of love. When you're kind and compassionate, you're getting into an even deeper, higher level. And when you reason and don't fight, don't argue, you're going even higher in this stage of love. And then when you are totally a very proactive, very positive human being, you reach to the level of enlightenment very easily. Then everybody is same to you. The love for everybody is no different. Thank you.
So another question. I think this question has been repeated many times, but Renuka asks, can mindfulness help in effectively managing time? So I think
In
yes,
fact,
it can. But if you can
yes,
add some.
yes. In fact, the whole idea of mindfulness is to manage your time properly. Because when you're mindful, what it means is you need to build your calendar. What you do, like I threw something every day. What do you do when you get up? and through the process. You need to build your calendar, and every day's calendar you need to rewrite in the evening before you go to bed, so that in the morning you visualize it and you carry your day without missing it. Doesn't matter. Often what happens, काम कर रहे हैं, no, I have to study. Suddenly a friend comes, यार चल यार फुटबॉल खेलते हैं, so दोस्त ने बुलाया, चलो यार छोड़ो अभी आके करते हैं, अभी आओ, then something happens, you forget that word and you're left. Now you should be able to say no to the friend. Say, sorry my friend, I have to complete this. I'm sorry, another day. We have to learn this. Then only we can manage time. If we float with the circumstances that what we talk of others, then we are taking a choice to be with our circumstances, not a choice to be with ourselves. This is the question where we need to discipline ourselves. Please write your diary, your timing for everything through the day, and try to walk through this. This is mindfulness. When you walk through your timetable, then you are in the mindfulness journey, because you are focusing on everything that you're doing. It's a part of mindfulness. And yes, once again, definitely mindfulness will help you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So then a question by Priyanka is how to deal with the demise of our loved and close one.
Yes, I don't know if she was there on the second day of our journey, but remember I told you a story. We talked about a story and decoding ourselves. So a story that I told you was that when the sun hits the waters, the ocean, vapors form. They go into the sky and they form clouds and travel all across the land. Somewhere far away, they strike together, then they fall into rains onto the ground, form into small rivulets, get into a channel, get into a stream, to a river, to a big river, and flow back to the ocean. Now, let me ask this question. When did water die? When did that water from the ocean die? It did not. It only changed its forms and came back again to the ocean. Our life is exactly the same. The other example decoding ourselves I gave was, who are we? Where did we come from? Before we were born, where were you? In mother's womb. Before we were in mother's womb, where were you? In father and in mother. But even before that, came to that places of mother's ovary and father's place, where these haploids coming into that spaces. And then they come together in mother's womb to form a diploid. And then mother, whatever she eats, we form into that one little cell breaks and divides into multiple cells due to the food, and we form. That one cell decodes how to form other cells. And then we take birth and we continue to eat food that's nourished by the Mother Earth. So 12% of our form is Earth, and an average body has 37.2 trillion cells, which is of food. So 12% of body mass is Earth. And every cell is to be nourished by oxygen. So you can imagine 37.2 trillion cells getting oxygen. And they also need energy. So the digested food goes through the blood system and oxygen into every cell to nourish the cell, to rejuvenate the cell, and to replace dead cells. So you can imagine the amount of energy in each cell because of the combustion that takes place. So the quantum physics or the genetic science says that every cell has equivalent to 1.4 volts. So which means that our body is a walking field of energy. If you multiply 1.4 volts with 37.2 trillion cells, you get something like 55 billion volts into you. But that is transformed into some kind of energy that our body is able to hold. And this and air together are 16% of our form, we say. 72% of our form is water. So we are 100% elements, and the five senses put it to the sky. So Bhagavan, Bhumi, Gagan, Bhaga, One. Is not written, but it's pronounced lightly. Agni, Va, Vayu, Na, Nir. So we are of the 5 elements. And mind you, my dear friend, you are in your father's gene, your mother's genes, your siblings' genes, your relatives' genes, and in everyone's genes. You are still there in the genes. Your codings are everywhere. But who are you today? Your consciousness has been developed from your environment, the place that you live, and therefore no one is dead. Quantum physics, physicist, string theory father, Michio Kaku says that if we can vibrate at the same level like the dinosaurs, we will be able to see them around us. They are not dead. So no one is dead. So do not feel that kind of pressure that someone died, you feel unhappy. No, no one is dead on this planet Earth. Everyone is living. It's only in this form, the form that is built out of the nourishment of these 5 elements of the planet, that goes back to the planet, either through burial or through cremation, through whatever form, it goes back to the nature. So the form goes back, but that something, that consciousness, that energy that actually embeds us and lives with us as conscious human beings is never dead. So don't feel sad about it. Don't be depressed with it. If you understand this, you'll be easily able to manage and not even cry for anyone.
So we will take a last question for today. So Jaideep asks that sometimes in interview or viva, we know answer to questions, but we are blank at that moment. What should we do at that particular time? So how to overcome that tension?
You see, they're not going to time you. They're not going to time you. If they ask you a question, you know the answer, but you are kind of fuzzy. Just close your eyes and slowly take a deep breath in and out. Put your smile on the face. They're looking onto you. Put a smile on your face. Droop down your eyes. You don't need to close. Droop down your eyes. Take a deep breath and just listen to the breath. And I promise you, your answer will immediately come to you. And open it up and just flow with the answer. It's all to do with calmness of the mind, my friend. And breathing at that point of time is so very essential. It'll help you. Just practice. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think that would be a very practical advice for us during these CDC preparations.
Okay.
And so I think we can come to an end with today's session. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. My blessings to all of you. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.